Hey Tim and Fiona, let's try this again. This is take two. I did this already, but it wasn't recording me, so I did it for like 15 minutes and it didn't record me. So anyways, I just wanted to give you a little taste of your truck while you were in England. Tim, I'm not sure if you're there, Fiona, or not, but I know Tim is. Anyways, so this is what it looks like. Hasn't been detailed because it's 8:30 in the morning and I just kind of wanted to get it done. We're going to get it done today for ready, or actually tomorrow ready for you for Monday. But just wanted to give you an idea. It's a bit dirty because it was raining. And I want to show you the tint front to back. It's matched as best we could. If you look, that's your tint. So the technology pack, or your tech pack with your Audi advanced key is you just want to lock the truck, press the button, and it locks. And then you walk up to it, put your hand here, and it'll unlock. Oh, see my hand? It'll unlock. And jump on in. Push the button. It says starting engine, and voila, she started. So you have your display there, how many kilometers you can do, the amount of fuel you have. As you can see, you're just above half a tank, and you can do 460. You've got your blind spot indicator there, your sign assist. So if you look over there, press the button. I don't know if you can see, it's a bit bright there, but that's what the light comes on, and it flashes at you if there's somebody in your blind spot. You've got your memory seat, as well as your electronic cruise control. So for example, I set cruise control there. As I said, if I'm holding it up, say 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, that's how you set cruise control, and then the vehicle will speed up to that speed, or vice versa, you go down, and 60, 50, 40. Anyways, that's it for that one. I want to show you your gas mileage, which is pretty cool actually that I have this sheet. You get 23 in the city and 39 on the highway, which is crazy for something that's this big. And then for your nav, you have your 2 SD cards that you can play your songs through, play a DVD, as well as in the trunk, in the glove box there, you have your little iPod thingy and a little cooling system there, I guess, so you can shut it on or shut it off. What else is there? Other toys you have, your sunroof, your 3 garage door openers you can pick from, a sunglass holder, and then your roof. So to close your shade, that's how it would be. There we go, so it's closing up. And then to stop it, press that guy, and then open it back up again. And then the one next to it, it tilts the little guy all the way in the back. It just tilts it up a little bit. It doesn't bring it out and over, but it does tilt it up. And all the way in the back, that's a manual. That's a manual thing, but I'll show you that in a second. Your cup holders, one there, your other guy there, and a little storage compartment. And there's another one underneath there. For your nav, now I'm just going to set up Bluetooth so I can show you how Bluetooth is. So on my BlackBerry here, I'm going to go to Manage Connections, set up Bluetooth, add device, search for devices. Enabling Bluetooth. It's not the fastest cell phone in the world, but okay, so searching for devices now. One found. Alright, so there we go, Audi MMI. Alright, so the password's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, we're good. Then pin entries required. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And how I'm doing that, Fiona, is I'm just turning down and pushing that button down. It's got a little pivot on there so I can push down. And then now it says please wait. And when it does pick up the Bluetooth, basically that will turn into a little cell phone, and then next to it will show you the signal strength. So, okay, so it should pop up anytime soon. There we go. So now it's set up. Now I can since you have voice activation with your nav or voice activation with your phone, so you have to differentiate when you talk to the car and tell it what to do, for example. So this basically is your voice button. That's your volume, as I said. This guy over here, let me just turn this down. And this guy over here is to either pick up a phone call, or to hang up on a phone call, or to scroll through your menu, which is up there, by pressing mode. So if I press mode, you'll see your directory, my dialed numbers, so on and so forth. So if I press dialed numbers, I can go to, now the numbers are showing up over there, and the names haven't shown up because it's still syncing my phone with the car. So once it syncs, then all that stuff will actually turn into names, because those are all designated for names. Oh, there they go. There we go. So now let's go up this list, and let's call the Home Depot. Basically, I push that button down to call, and then it says connecting, and that's my volume button. So now I'll say Home Depot, Clark Road, and voila.
Thank you for calling the London.
So if I want to hang up, push this button down, and then I'll end call, and I'll go back to the radio. And then if you want to go nav, for example, you press the mode again. Now so it'll go back. Sorry, if you wanted to go to your satellite radio or your FM AM, you go press the mode button, and then you press mode again, and it's going to go back to your speedometer, as well as how many kilometers you can do, the amount of fuel you have, what gear you're in, the outside temperature, and what you're listening to. For nav, you can either basically press any of these keys, but for nav, you press the nav key, and then on this display here, now since we haven't initialized it yet, we're going to go to Canada, and then I guess city. You can say all this stuff by pressing the thing, but let me just walk you through it this way. So if I press London, for example, L O N, there we go. So let's go to the list. Oh, there we go, London. And then whatever address you decide to go in, you put street and so on and so forth. But if you want to see a map, these 4 outer keys indicate these 4 outer keys down here. So basically press map, and then there we go, there's your map. Now on the map you can use this little joystick sort of and pivot and move across where you'd want to go. So if you want to go, say, I don't know, let's go there. I push the button down, and basically it'll pick that as a destination, and I can set that as a destination, or I can store that in the directory. Other cool stuff that it does is if I pick destination, for example, now I put we're in London, let's go downtown, for example, and then in downtown I want to say find a restaurant, so I press point of interest, in immediate vicinity, in vicinity of destination. So I want to go downtown, so in vicinity of destination, let's find a restaurant. Then restaurant, voila. And most navs work like this, except this is a little bit different because now I have my phone hooked up to it. And when you press Honest Lawyer, for example, you can set that as destination, or you can call it, which is different than most systems, or you can store it in directory. So that's it with the nav. That's just very basic, but that gives you an idea of what to do. Or you can set something in a new city, in any city you'd like in North America or Mexico. Let's see what other stuff there is here. With car, so that's it for the nav section. With car, you can choose your parking system. You can obviously you want the display to come on when you put in reverse. How much do you want the volume to be? How much beeping do you want when you back up? And then when you put in reverse, do you want the sound system to go down? And if so, how much do you want it to go down? Audi side assist is basically when you indicate, as I said, but this is how bright you want the lamps to be. So now, how bright do you want that lamp to be? So I'll just set it in the middle. Tire pressure monitoring, that's basically if you want to store the pressures of the vehicle. Service display, when to bring your car in for service. In this case it's brand new, so it's 8,000K is when to bring it for service, which is complimentary. Windshield wipers, basically what this is when you have snow or ice trapped on the inside of your wiper blades, and the wiper blades sort of sit underneath the hood, so it's harder to pull up and clean the ice off. So you just put the service position on, and then the wipers will sit like that, and then it's easier to clean. Your instrument cluster, it's basically if you don't want it to go past, say, 120 or 150, if you can choose what speed you want it, and say you do 130 or 120, and if you pass 120, it'll beep at you saying, you're gone past 120. That's a speed warning. Most people like to shut it off, but some people say maybe 120, 130, or 150 in your case, Tim. Exterior lighting, that's when you lock the car. How long do you want the lights to stay on for after you lock the car? 30 seconds, 20 seconds, so on and so forth. And central locking. Central locking is when you have that, when you walk up to the door and you touch the handle, do you want that one door to lock, or do you want all the doors to lock? So you can just have that preference. And then, as I said, back to radio, but you can do the radio button with this mode button over here. Media is basically for your iPod, your SD cards as well, or your DVD. So basically, when you're in this menu, you press source to pick what you want to pick, and then you can pick a jukebox, which is you can store all the songs in the car's computer, or you can go to the SD card, the DVD, or the iPod. And then down here, now you're a telephone, there's name. Now these are all my directories, but you can go down the list and you can pick whatever you want. Generally the driver is not probably going to do this. He's probably going to go through mode and pick it on his own little screen here as opposed to there, but this would work if you're, for example, your passenger. Other stuff is heated seats. You can pick your heated seats on either side, as well as your little volume control here. So when you put it in drive, you can move it over for the gear selector now. You can move it over from drive into manual, plus or minus, and then you can see it says M1 for manual. If I pull it back into drive, it's going to say drive. If I pull it back into sport, it's S for sport. What other stuff, cool stuff do you have? Oh, you have your little thing is power, and you've got a heated steering wheel button, which is back here. Press the button, it's going to say heated steering wheel on. What other cool toys do you have here? Oh, gas is always on the right hand side of the vehicles, it's never on the left hand side, so it's always going to be on that side of the vehicle. What other stuff? So I think that's all I can think about now. I guess when you have more questions for me when we do the delivery, you can ask, but in the meantime, let me just take this wiper blades off. Your car, turn, windshield washer, there we go. Alright, I might have to cut this in 2 videos because I don't think YouTube takes 11 minutes, so